Man, our partners at BetOnline continue to be the #1 source for all your betting needs and sports info. Hey, this is everybody. It's Lloyd Spence. And listen, you can find all the latest sports developments, including updated odds on the NBA playoffs, fights, and even next season's futures. And don't forget that the Major League Baseball is back as well. Who are you picking to win the World Series? Man, I got the Braves, man. I feel like they're going back to back. Because BetOnline is your continued source for all your sports wagering needs, including live betting and your favorite Vegas, casino, and poker games. It's super easy to get started. So head on to the website today and use your mobile device to join and use your promo code BLEAV, that's BLEAV, to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Go on over to BetOnline. It's where the game starts. And tell them the Noisemaker said.
Popcorn World. Popcorn World. Can I make you move now? Yes, I can. So you can get this groove in the back of a can. I can make it round the world when the holes in your hand. Popcorn World. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. I said popcorn make you smile. Ah. Popcorn World. Popcorn World. Popcorn World. It's a popcorn world. It's a popcorn world.
You're now listening to BLEAV in the ACC with Heisman Trophy winner and Florida State legend, Mr. Charlie Ward, Wave 3 TV, and Fern Creek Hall of Famer Kendrick Haskins, and Mr. Talking Noise himself, and of course Mama Noise's man, Lloyd Spence. And now, it's time for BLEAV in the ACC.
Super glad to be here with you this morning. Thank God for God's nectar called coffee. It is a glorious morning with the brothers of BLEAV in the ACC. I'm Lloyd Spence. That is the Hall of Famer Kendrick Haskins, and the Hall of Famer and Heisman Trophy winner and state championship coach. We call him Coach Junior, but most of the world knows him as Charlie Ward. How's everybody feeling this morning?
Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Yes, very bushy-tailed. Very bushy-tailed. Tail is just all over the place. Charlie,
I joined you all last week, so I got on my Final Four shirt from Minneapolis.
You look good. You look good. I like it. I like it. It looks good on you. I wish the results had been different, but you can't win them all.
You know what? Shout out Don Staley. I mean,
Listen, first. Is that the first? I want to say she's the first black coach to win back-to-back national championships. If I'm not mistaken, that's what I heard. Huh?
She didn't go back-to-back.
No.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean back-to-back.
To win a couple.
To win 2 championships. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, I think she's the first to win.
I think she's the first because Nolan didn't do it. Tubby didn't do it.
John Thompson didn't do it. Yeah,
John Thompson didn't do it. No, he should have.
First to win too. Yeah.
Yeah, I think she's the first to win too. Wow, look at that. That's impressive.
And she was on Bomani Jones' show on HBO this past Sunday.
Was she?
Yeah.
I bet that was good. I bet the two of them together is an interesting conversation.
Yeah, she was good. I mean, Bomani's great. So yeah.
Bomani is great. Bomani is great. And now he can really, really shine because he's out of the we'll leave that alone.
He can cuss, basically.
What station is he on?
He's on HBO now.
Oh,
He's got a show on HBO. He still
Free
does
from-
his ESPN podcast, but he has a show.
Yeah,
on
he's still on ESPN, sort of, but he's got HBO, and he's gonna do well there. He's gonna do very,
he's
very
no
well.
flirt. He's
Yeah.
super talented, super funny.
Very, very much so. Very much so.
And he's
Is
on
it
the cusp. of
is
taking
it
over.
comedian too?
No, but he's really funny.
He does a monologue on the show.
Yeah.
It seems like he should be a comedian.
He could be. He could be.
He could be. He's
His
very
style-
funny.
His style, his approach to things, he could be a comedian as far as sports go.
Yeah.
He's so intelligent. That's the thing
Oh
about
yeah.
him.
Yeah.
He comes. His parents are both scholars and professors and stuff. So
Yeah.
Bomani is super intelligent and he's super funny and he's doing a great job.
And he has an amazing eye for detail. Like he understands on everything, right? On everything. He understands how not to look at everything surface wise. He goes mentally deeper than just the surface stuff, and that's what makes him unique to me. I think I'm a big Bomani guy. So
yeah.
I've
been from day one.
Yeah. He's my kind of people. How's that? That's to me, that's the highest compliment I can give you. You're my kind my kind of people. Charlie Ward, you in a good place right now? You're in a good. You're not too consumed with life right now. You're coming down off the championship high.
I mean, that's
Nope.
been over.
Huh?
He's
said
still
that's been
riding
over.
high. Charlie's out of control.
Charlie's out. You think Charlie's out of control?
He's out of control. He's out of control. He must be stopped.
No, I'm not on a high for sure.
All right.
But we are getting ready for summer.
Oh, okay. Because what's better than one championship? Two.
Right.
There you go. I like it. I like the mentality. Well, listen, we want to have some fun this morning because the NFL draft is upon us. We're about a week away now. Literally this time next week, young men's lives are about to, and families are about to dramatically change. And so we wanted to take you through the process of understanding who teams are going to be looking for. And we started this last year, so this is our second annual of this. We do our evaluation of the draft in a fantasy type way. So we're going to go through and pick some of the players that we think are going to be called, that you're going to hear their names. And it's kind of funny because I went back and listened to our draft show from last year. And I was like, man, we nailed a ton of these. Like we were pretty good in our analysis. So I'm excited to see where we land this year on some of these players and what we think is going to take place. And so there's too many players to evaluate in one show. So we've broken it up into this week will be the offensive, and then next week, of course, will be the defensive. But man, I'm excited. And I don't know. I don't think we should mess with the draft order. I mean, I think the draft order is fine. It was Charlie, Kendrick, me last year, and we're doing it in a snake style. So we'll reverse it on the way back, as we pick fantasy style per position. But we go the starter that we think is going to be picked, and then the sleeper, of course, that maybe nobody's talking about, that's going to also be looked at in the we may look at the end of the season and go, man, that kid showed up and did some things. So, again, an exciting time. But now I'm going to reveal a twist. A twist. Because there are some... A twist you did not get in the email. That is correct. There are a few players that are, more than a few actually, that are rumored this year to be possibly traded in this year's draft. And unlike most years in the past, these seem to be more than just a rumor now. And there's some players that want to be traded. Like they want to need to leave their team.
Samuel comes to mind.
Debo Samuel comes to mind. A certain player, a quarterback in a very cold part of the Midwest comes to mind. In Baker Mayfield. So,
how does the weirdness that's going on in the state of Florida factor in with a certain Tom Brady and ownership of the Dolphins?
it's listen. There are some strange things that
ESPN is ignoring.
I agree. No. And I think those things all need to be in consideration. So what I want to do this year is give you the option of a trade when that position comes up. Because maybe you think the options that are out there are better than the players that have potentially could be drafted. So some of the names that come to mind, like you said, Tom Brady, Baker Mayfield, Debo Samuels, names that are being tossed around a lot, DK Metcalf, Kyler Murray, which is weird to say that out loud, but it's the truth.
He ain't going nowhere.
It's out there. It's out there. It's out there.
Hey, your Texas boy needs to grow up.
I want that. Listen, and you know what the irony of that is, Kendrick? We in Texas have known that about him forever, about his dad forever. So all the rumors that are out there, his dad wants to get on the staff, all stuff. That is not surprising to anybody in the Collin County area where I live. We're like, that sounds about right, because that's what he's been. He's been coddled. He's been, and listen. I will always advocate for good parenting and active parenting. I don't oppose any of that. I.e. John Morant's dad, i.e. LeVar Ball. Nothing wrong with good parenting. There is a line though, where good parenting to me, and Charlie, I'd love to hear you comment on this. There's a line to me where good parenting crosses into unfounded coddling. And this was, Kyler has always, to me, either straddled that line or crossed that line. And therein lies part of his problem. Because when he doesn't kind of get his way, this is what you get.
But isn't that most people? I mean, we can sit here and say
that's a great point.
This about the athletes, but that's just most people in general. I mean, when you feel like you're not getting the things that you desire and you feel like you've earned those in some form of fashion, I mean, that's why people change jobs.
Yeah.
Because they feel like they're not being valued or they're not getting what they want, and so they decide to go somewhere where people want them. And I just don't see this as any different. I don't agree with some of the stuff.
Right.
I think there has to be, some pecking order or some method to the madness. And if you're going to be involved, then be involved on that level of, either being the agent or doing the affairs for your child, a la Lamar Jackson.
Right.
If that's the case, then do it. You get advice. I'm sure she's getting advice. The mom's getting advice from a lawyer of some sort on this whole deal. She's not just going in. They're not just going in cold turkey.
Right.
But there should be some rhyme or reason to the deal. But I just know, just like people who leave marriages because they've either been hurt or something that they couldn't get together on, and so they decide they want to move on. And so this is no different when you start talking about all these athletes who are wanting to get out of a situation to go somewhere else, where they can either make more money or they can, whatever the case may be. And so I mean, I'm not for it. I'm for going through the process whatever those processes are, to try to see how you can reconcile and move forward. But most times it's going to come down to finances and people. You know, I can get down with a Steph Curry. This is a totally different deal. But Steph Curry, I don't know, just coming off the bench, that mindset, those are the type of superstar athletes you want on your team. Like, they see that value of team. Like, okay, yes, this may be short term or maybe long term, but whatever the term is, I'm willing to do it because I think it's going to help the team.
Right.
And just that mentality alone, the coach will say, I can get down with that.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to do what's best for the team. And more than likely, if it's to help another player have success or feel comfortable knowing that you have a veteran guy, but it's also knowing your room, knowing your players as well. So all these guys wanting to get out, all the trades that you're talking about. I mean, I'm at this juncture of life, I am not surprised by anything that happens.
No, I hear you on that, Charlie.
Right. But the thing with Kyler, though, is like, it's not, I mean, it's the rookie scale. I mean, that's the way the league is set up that way. It's not anything Arizona's doing right or wrong. That's the way the league is set up. Because you don't want, what's the quarterback that came out of Oklahoma? Sam Bradford. I mean, it's the Sam Bradford rule that he can't make any more money right now. And so I don't get where he's coming from with all of this. I mean, this he's just on the rookie contract. It's just the way it is because they didn't want the Sam Bradfords of the world coming into the league making $150 million when they haven't done anything. And so,
But they didn't want any more. Jamarcus Russell's making $75 million.
But the rule started after Sam Bradford.
Right.
And so I'm like, I totally what Charlie said is totally right. It's just the way of the world today. But the thing is with him is that he doesn't have there's nowhere else he can go. That's just the rookie scale. I don't understand what his problem is.
Well, my frustration with him is a little bit different than the two of you, just a little bit. With him specifically, huh?
You're closer to the situation. You've been around.
But still, it and that's true. But still, you have everything. Like, it'd be different if Arizona hadn't given you everything you need to be successful. Listen, this, especially this last offseason, man, they backed up the Brinks truck and went to the offensive side of the Costco store and was like, let's just get everything we can get. I mean, they brought in everything. DeAndre Hopkins, they brought in
AJ Green.
They got AJ Green back, right?
Yeah,
They
brought in at least 3 to 4 different players to make your life easier. You didn't progress. If you go look at his numbers from year 1, year 2 to year 3, you're the one that's not getting better. It's not what they're doing, it's you. So my problem with him is, when do you as a player take ownership to your progression or lack of progression as a player? Because your numbers have not changed at all. Same yardage, same touchdowns, basically the same completion percentage, same QBR rating. Everything's the same. So that tells me it's you. You're the only constant in this whole thing is you. So that's my frustration with him, man. Much like with Baker Mayfield, he's complaining, the disrespect. Nah, bro, they loaded you up with 15 different great players. So at some point you got to own you. Like, and the irony of it is all Texas based. Both these guys are Texas guys. So maybe something in the Texas water. I don't know. But
like, at least with Kyler Murray, with Kyler Murray, he has no argument because it's just a rookie scale. It's just a rule.
Right, this is the rule.
With Baker Mayfield, I can kind of see where he's a tad. I don't agree with him, I'm not a Baker Mayfield fan. I can kind of see where he's coming from somewhat. Because the reason why I can feel Baker Mayfield is because he played through injuries last year. He had so many injuries last year. He probably shouldn't have been playing. And you know, on the one hand, you're like, oh, you got to play through injuries. You got to be tough. You got to play through the injuries. Blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And so he does that. Well, of course, his play is going to be diminished because he's hurt. And so he didn't play as well, and so he didn't have a great season, and so they traded. But they did upgrade. Neither one of them really have a legit argument, to be honest. But at least Baker Mayfield's not in his rookie contract.
Right.
Kyler Murray's in his rookie contract.
He just got to suck it up. This is his life, and this is the way it's going to be. But again, Charlie, I think you're 1,000% correct.
Oh yeah,
this is just the way of the world right now, and we're all subject to it because we all want our best opportunities. So I do understand that fundamental desire. My challenge simply is when you're getting a really great opportunity, you do have to take advantage of it when you have it. And I don't know if Kyler has really truly done that. And see, you got to know this. Kyler has always had really great opportunities. When he was here at Allen High School, he won a state championship all 4 years because they have the best facilities and they had the best coach and they had the best scheme. They had the best of everything. So it was easy for him to succeed. And then even at Oklahoma, he didn't win a national championship, but he was in a really, really great situation to win one. So I just think, man, when everybody's giving you all the stuff that you need, then at some point it's you. It ain't them. It's you. You gotta take your game to another level and justify someone wanting to do that extension or justify somebody wanting to, it's you. That's just my only argument with the whole thing. So,
and I'm with you because, like, my thing is like I'm always on the player side in all these arguments because I think
always,
yeah, because the owners in every league, they're all of them are full of it, to be honest. But the thing is with Kyler, I'm like, you're in your rookie deal. There's no wiggle room there. You don't have any leverage right now, so you need to chill out. And like you said,
yeah,
the numbers are the same. He's the one that fell off at the end of the season. It wasn't the team that failed him,
right?
So yeah, he needs to grow up a little bit, and I think he will.
Well, he either will or the NFL will grow him up.
What year is this for him?
Third?
Yeah, third or
fourth.
fourth.
His third year.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of times,
contract is what, 4?
Yeah.
Or is it 3?
For the first rounders, I think it's 3.
It's 3. So there's nothing.
Yeah, I think it's 3. Yeah. But you gotta give them a reason to come back to the table and want to negotiate. And I can't be mad at a team saying, well, we haven't seen the progression we thought we were going to see. Because that's real. If you look at the raw numbers, it's not there. It's not
even that. It's not even that though. Even if because I mean, Arizona's not gonna let Kyler Murray walk. The thing is
I don't think so either.
No, but the thing is, when they're still in that early part of their rookie contract, they can use that money elsewhere. That's Arizona.
And they have, right? And
they're doing that. They want to use that money elsewhere. They don't want to spend all their money on the quarterback because it's what it is. I mean, once Russell Wilson got all his money at Seattle had to give away the Legion of Doom. I mean,
that's fair part. Yeah,
kind of way it's been working. That's what kind of the new NFL is. They're trying to win with their quarterbacks under their rookie deals.
Yeah. So again, we that wasn't part of the plan, but it's a great discussion. But you have the option this year if you like to trade for that player as opposed to drafting.
I ain't trading for that head case.
So, right, you have the option to do so. So there you go. And there's other names like James Bradbury and Jimmy Garoppolo and Chase Claypool, guys that are saying they would like to get out and do other things. You have the option. It's yours. It is your option to go into the trade if you'd like for your pick. So if we're ready, gentlemen.
Are those guys still under contract?
Well, they are. That's why it would have to be a trade. It would have to be a trade of some sort. But that's the nature of the beast right now, Charlie, man. Everybody, the crazy part about sports right now, we're on a really good tangent today. I'm enjoying this. Everybody wants to maximize a moment. That's where we are in sports today. If I had a moment, a great year, one great year, I am now coming back to the table. I could be on a 5-year deal, and I'm coming back to say, hey, you see what I did this last year? Did you see it? Wasn't it amazing?
But in the case of Kyler Murray, he had a good 8 games. It wasn't even a whole season.
I'm just saying that the way the world is working now in the sports, players don't see progression as the viable option to getting a better contract. They see, hey, I had this one great year, or like you said, these 8 great games, that justifies me holding out. Chase Claypool, to me, did not have a great season last year. He had a great season the year before. Now I'm not blaming Chase completely because, Ben Roethlisberger was terrible.
I was going to say he had a 75-year-old quarterback.
He had a 75-year-old quarterback throwing the ball. So I get it. But now he's like, hey, don't I deserve more money? Wait a minute, man. Hold on. We just found out who you were like an hour and a half ago. So why are we back at the table negotiating on name recognition? Like, what are we doing? I don't understand what we're doing. Like, some of these guys, I just found out who they were like in the last year, and they're already asking for more money. So that's weird to me, but that is where we are societally. And I don't know if that's going to change. So
It ain't. It's only going to get worse.
All right. So, gentlemen, if you are ready.
I'm ready. So, Junior, you ready?
Hold on. I'll be ready.
Yeah, Coach Junior just took a unique change. If you're watching the podcast, Coach Junior just took a different change. He's taking on a beautiful tour of the home. It's very lovely.
Are you taking the dog out? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, I got to take the dog out.
Listen, you have to take the dog out. We may have the only sports podcast where the dog has to be taken out, and I'm okay with that. I'm totally okay with that.
Can we at least see her? Can we see her?
Yes, she is. She's like, I don't care what y'all doing. I need to go to the bathroom.
Yes. She was running around the house.
Listen, I get it.
So I had to make sure she got out. I just hope she doesn't go like she normally does, which is across the street.
I do have a bit of breaking news.
Okay.
I literally just saw as I looked over at the TV.
Okay.
Chrislyn Carr from Syracuse.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Transferring to Louisville.
Who?
Syracuse has become a pipeline to Louisville.
Really?
After Emily Inksler last year. Now they have.
She's like, now it's interesting that you said that because I gotta believe that's the reason why she's transferring.
Oh yeah.
Because Emily said, "Hey, I made that move, and now I'm the 5th pick in the WNBA draft." I'm just saying this can work out for you. That is interesting. Wow.
Emily truly loved her time here.
Oh, I would say so.
And she doesn't mention Syracuse at all.
I I would think that worked out extremely well for her because
I mean, when she got drafted by the Indiana Fever, the first thing she said was, "Oh, my people in Louisville, they can come up and see me because it's not far."
right. That's hilarious.
So
That is hilarious.
Shout out to Syracuse for being U of L's feeder system.
Have we had a chance while we waiting on Charlie to get back? Have we had a chance to talk about the amazing success of the WNBA draft for ACC players?
I don't know. I wasn't here last week, so y'all may have on Thursday.
We may have given them a shout out, but that was ACC did quite well in the WNBA draft. So shout out to all of them for their new homes. And the Indiana Fever rebuilt their whole entire franchise in one draft. That was insane. I've never seen that before. 4 first-round picks. That's crazy.
That means they were bad.
They were really bad.
I'm just saying.
They were really bad.
If you got 4 first-round picks,
that's not good.
Yeah,
that's not good, Charlie. But to that same point, now they can be pretty good. They should be okay.
If you're drafting rookies to be your team, you're a couple of years away.
Yeah, no question. I
don't care unless you got some like stud, like some really, really good players, and those 4 players are like super talented, top tier players, and then you add some veterans to it, then they may have a chance. But if you tying up all your money into, which you probably not, if you're drafting first round picks in the WNBA, you may not have that much money tied up into them, but I don't know. It's still a few years away.
Yeah. It's not the worst strategy because financially, like you said, you're not eating up a whole bunch of money, so that works out really well. For at least for about 3 years minimum, it works out really well because you don't have to pay these ladies that well. You're not paying them that much anyway, but you're not having to pay a lot of high salaries, and then you can kind of hopefully build. You've drafted the right players, and you can build something substantial. So okay, now Charlie Ward is ready to go. I think.
Yes.
I think he's ready to rock and roll. All right, so we're starting with quarterback. Charlie, again. I say to you, the option of a trade, because one of the things that's been talked about in this particular draft is the questions of whether or not this is a good quarterback draft at all. There are some names that have been talked about quite a bit, but then after those names, there aren't a lot of names, or people think that there aren't a lot of names that can step in and start, or you can build franchises around. So, Charlie, you have the option to draft or maybe to trade for the Kyler Murrays, or Jimmy Garoppolo's out there, Baker Mayfield's out there.
Anyone that's complaining about their current situation, I wouldn't want on my team.
You wouldn't want them on your team. Okay,
I'm just saying because at some point it's going to come back around, and you're going to have the same issues if things go the same way. So that's just me. I mean, people look at talent and all the other things. I like looking at the overall person because that's who you really are. Because when things don't go according to your plan, are you willing to say, okay, I'll do it for the team?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I just understand. I understand the money game and all that. I totally get all that, and I'm not knocking people who do. That's their method.
Yeah.
For me, I want to value all of it. And the biggest key is, are you a team player? And team player doesn't mean just sacrificing when you feel like it's best. It's sacrificing when things aren't going your way, and just the whole approach. So with that being said, I'm going with young guys.
All right.
Of course, my main guy, I think both of these guys will. There's two guys in the draft that I think will hit, depending upon where they go, organization wise.
Okay.
The first one is I'm torn between Malik Willis and Kenny Pickett.
Okay.
Just because I think they'll both do well in wherever team they go.
In whatever team they go?
I don't know about whatever, but
Okay.
they're in a
All
good
right.
situation. I think Carolina Panthers is there. And so Carolina, is it Carolina?
Carolina's going to be there to pick for sure.
So they've already said that what's his name from USC? Donald.
Yeah.
Sam
Well,
Donald. They've already said that he's going to be the starter.
well, Ben McAdoo said that, and he shouldn't have. That was ridiculous.
They whatever they're doing, they're
Yeah.
saying he's a starter. So
Right.
if that's the case, then I would go with Malik Willis
Okay. All right.
at that spot, just to sure up. I think he'll be a good backup, and if Sam can't do it, I think he'll
He
be able to
stepped in
do it
there.
because Kenny Pickett is very similar to Sam Darnold, in my opinion.
Oh,
They're kind of the same type player.
yeah.
Yeah.
Great analysis.
I mean, that's just the way I see it.
Okay.
Pickett's a little bit more. Is
my
Pickett-
sleeper. Say again.
Is Pickett a little bit more mobile than Sam Darnold? I'm asking.
He
They're about
can
the
be.
same. Yep, I think they're
I
about
think
the
he
same.
can be
Yeah.
as far as running. Yeah, he's a little bit more mobile.
Okay.
And see, I think they're about the same. I in college, obviously Kenny was very mobile, but is he going to be that? Do you want
translate,
Kenny
right.
Pickett taking off in the pros? Probably not. Not at least not a lot. Not as much as he did in college. So I think they're going to end up being about the same. Okay.
But my QB sleeper is a guy that I feel has a lot of great upside, and he threw for like a zillion yards in college at both of his schools. The kid Bailey Zappi,
Okay.
Western Kentucky. He was from Houston Baptist, I do believe, is where he came from,
Mm-hmm.
and he threw for like 25,000 yards there in like 2 seasons, whatever it is. And then he went to Western Kentucky and threw for like 15,000 yards in 1 year. And so someone that can, play at both levels and be efficient, I think he has good upside.
I think he's going to get hit with his system. He's going to get hit.
Yeah, he's got to fall in the right place.
Quarterback.
Yeah. I want to ask you both a question, though, real quick before we go on about Malik Willis, because he is looked at as it appears that he's looked at as the best quarterback prospect in this draft. Would you be concerned as a GM of level of competition? Because while they did play they played up. Matter of fact, they stormed through some of the ACC over the last couple of years. But would you be a little bit concerned? Like, well, I think it's there, but I don't know, because he didn't see high level talent every week. Would you be concerned about that at all?
No.
Okay.
No.
Why? Because the guys that have seen high level talent still hadn't produced. So
Fair.
I mean, you can't make that analysis based upon what someone played with or against. When everyone that you've chosen that's played on the high level, they hadn't hit.
Yeah. That's
Right.
right.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take it even further. I mean, you look through the NFL, even over the years, most of your best quarterbacks didn't come from these high level programs that everybody talks about. That's why it cracks me up every year when they for lack of a better term, diss a quarterback because of his level that he's played against. I'm like, Josh Allen wasn't exactly playing against.
Right.
They had the same knock on Lamar playing in the ACC when he was coming out, and then you go down the line of most of the best quarterbacks that's come out. Usually, the quarterbacks don't come out of these big time programs.
Right. That's exactly right. Exactly right. Well, Kendrick, it's on you, my brother. Who you going with at your QB position?
If I'm going QB, since Charlie already took Malik Willis, I'm going to go a little bit off the board. A little bit. Not too far off the board. But if I'm going QB, I'm going to be a little bit of a homer. I'm going with my guy up in Cincinnati.
Desmond Ridder.
Desmond Ridder. Okay.
I thought about him too.
Yeah, and reason why I call him a homer is people like he's from Cincinnati. Like Desmond Ridder's from Louisville, and so he played. I covered him when he was at St. X, and so I'm going with him. He's got a good arm. He's got legs. He's a good size quarterback. He's got good size. He's not small.
Yeah.
And so if I'm going to go quarterbacks, I'm going to go a little bit off the radar because I think he is a little bit off the radar, just a little bit. I think they project him as like the third or fourth quarterback.
Yeah, he's not projected high, but yeah.
But I really like Desmond Ridder, and part of it's because I've seen him grow up. But I like what he brings to the table. I like what he did at Cincinnati. He's another quarterback, and then people are like, "Well, look who he played." Well, okay. He also went off on Georgia, so I like Desmond Ridder.
Okay. And you got a sleeper for us?
At quarterback, I mean, he's right now. He is kind of a sleeper.
So he's your sleeper and your starter.
Yeah. I mean, well, the other obvious choice to me is Kenny Pickett, but if I'm going a little bit off the radar, I'm going Desmond Ridder.
Okay, fair enough. I'm gonna go way off the radar. I went and looked at the tape on Cole Kelly from Southeast Louisiana, and I know he played FCS. I know that's going to be the knock on him. He played FCS, but I'm gonna tell you something. He put up ridiculous numbers in the FCS, and if you watch the film on him, there are a lot of things that he does right. I mean, a lot of things. I would even argue there are a lot of things that he does right that are better than Kenny Pickett right now. Like right now.
So how do you know?
Huh?
How would you know?
Well, I'm just comparing the two films that I've watched. So I'm looking at what one thing about Kenny Pickett, here it comes, Kendrick, you ready for this? Kenny Pickett hasn't been under center and called his own plays as much as Cole Kelly has. So Cole Kelly is called his own plays.
Tired.
I had to throw that one up there for you, Charlie. It was too easy.
He was too tired to get in a stance behind the center.
Well,
he was running to the sideline and get the play.
And that's my point. So the fact that Cole Kelly has had the opportunity to truly, do those kinds of things, to me, that is maybe a slight advantage in this game. So he may be one of those starter/sleepers that could sneak in and you get him in the 4th, 5th, 6th round, but he turns out to be really, 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 really good. I'll be honest with you, from what I saw in this film, I was thinking to myself, like, man, we might need, as a Giants fan, we might need to grab this kid and stick him on the bench and just see what happens, because he can't play worse than the guy that we got. So
they kind of like what y'all did when you drafted Danny Dimes in the first place.
Exactly.
when your boy Gettleman fell in love.
Yeah. So I'm looking at Cole Kelly going, this is interesting. So now if there's one other player you want to call him a sleeper, to me he's kind of a fringe guy. I'm hearing a little chatter about Carson Strong at Nevada. I got a chance to see some of his film. I don't love him. I don't think he's a starter at all right now, but there are some mechanical things that he does that are decent. But, man, when guys don't ever go under center, they're always in the shotgun, that concerns me because now we're getting into footwork issues. Now we're getting into read issues from the line, or if you can read from the offense, line, and then make your drop backs and then do those things. And I don't know. I didn't see any of that in his film. But
the caveat though is that the NFL is kind of going that direction.
It is, and to be honest with you, Kendrick, it's being forced to because so many players are coming in like Carson Strong, like Desmond Ridder, like Kenny Pickett, all those guys. They never get under center, and that's not to say they're not effective. It's just that's just the reality. Now, maybe the reality also is with 300-pound linemen that can run a 4.7, you can't get under center. So you're just like, man, we got to get the ball out. Get this guy a fighting chance.
Yeah, when you have a mountain in Georgia.
Right. So those would be my two. Exactly. So those would be my two guys coming into it. So now for running back, I guess that starts with me, right?
Running back now?
Yeah, we're going running back now.
Okay.
I'm going to go way off the path because, again, I had a chance to look at film. And for me, looking at film, the two running backs that I looked at and said, ooh, these are good guys. Number one, my starter would be James Cook from Georgia. I love what he does. I'm impressed with what he does. I think his center of balance is amazing. And I think he's going to have a really solid first year, similar to the guy that I thought about watching him was Najee Harris. I'm saying, man, if he can just do that his first year, he's going to grow into something really special. Now, here's my sleeper, though, because I think here's what's going to throw you. I think my sleeper might even be better, though. He's definitely faster. He ran a 4.32. No, he ran a 4.4. I'm sorry. From South Dakota State, Pierre Strong Jr. Keep your eye and ears on that kid. That kid is fast, and he's small enough to where when he gets into space or into small spaces, you can easily lose him. And then next thing you know, that kid is bursting out, and he's gone. Because once he's gone, he's gone. So I'm thinking James Cook and Pierre Strong are my two running back choices to make something really interesting. Charlie, you made a movement right there. Did I maybe snatch somebody that you were thinking about there?
No comment.
All right, kid, who you got going on that one?
Well, I mean, I'm going with the guy that almost won the Heisman last year, Kenneth Walker at Michigan State. I mean, the way he started the season last year, I mean, and as versatile as he is, I mean, he won the Dope Walker. I mean, so
he did.
So I'm going, and now my concern with him is he fell off as the season went on.
He did,
but I think a lot of that's due to injuries and attrition on the offensive line more than it was him. So that's who I'm going to draft. And then as far as the dark horse, I like Pierre Strong. You kind of stole my thunder on that one. Maybe I like Zamir White from Georgia.
I do like Zamir White from Georgia.
And then I'm going to go with my namesake, Hassan Haskins.
Aha! Kept it in the family. I see what you did there.
I'm keeping it in the family. I'm going 2 Big Ten running backs. So, but But off top though, I really do like Kenneth Walker because I like his size too. He's only 5'9", but he's 211. He's sturdy. He's strong.
He's a solid. Yeah, he's solid.
He's solid. He's a solid 211. I think he's going to be a good running back in the league.
And let me say this too, real quick before Charlie goes. Pierre Strong, perfect replacement for Tyreek Hill if they can get him. I don't know if they'll be able to get him, but he's the perfect replacement. I mean, the perfect replacement for Tyreek Hill if they can get him.
Can he catch the ball that on that level though?
Well, that's going to be the X factor. But his speed is undeniable. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what they do. All right, Charlie, who you going with? We just took all your guys.
Yeah, you took two of them. But I'm gonna go with a homer. Like you've seen these guys before, and they've produced on a high level. At least one of them, but both of them have because they played against each other in the championship game.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going with Brian Robinson,
Okay,
Jr. As my first running back pick, and then my sleeper. I'm just going because I like his name. I mean, I've seen him play, on a few times. But my man, Sincere McCormick. You got to choose a guy when his name is Sincere. Because you can always hold him accountable if he gets out of line.
There you go.
We know he'll be, we can make him sincere about whatever it is.
Hilarious. That is hilarious.
So I'm just going to draft him. He's a good player as well. Don't get me wrong, but I would just draft him because of his name.
Solely on the name. Solely on the name. We're going with Sincere. That's hilarious. All right. Well, it's your pick, Charlie, as we go to wide receivers.
It's mine or Kendrick's?
No, it's yours. It's yours.
I'm in the middle every time.
He's in the middle every time. So, yeah.
Oh. Wide receivers?
Yes, sir.
I'm going with Chris Olave.
I like him. I like him a lot.
From Ohio State.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
when you start talking about wide receivers, I mean, you no matter what size they are, you just want guys that's producing. And so he's a production guy. He gets open. And when he's open, he catches the pass. He also makes tough catches.
Yeah.
So Chris Olave is, one of is my top guy.
Okay. Great pick. I think that's a great pick.
I'm having a tough time with the sleeper.
Well, now you don't have to pick a sleeper. If you don't have a sleeper, then you don't have to force one in if you don't,
Because a lot of these guys, I mean, they're just wide receivers. I mean, outside of the top guys, and I don't want to take some of the top guys because I know that's some of you guys probably.
I believe it or not, I'm not as tied into the top guys as you might believe. So feel free to take whoever you like, sir, because I actually have a different approach. This is a good draft for wide receivers. So I don't know if I gotta stretch up and go get a guy. I don't have to just reach to go get guys. There are some really talented guys in this draft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I like the names, regardless if they can play or not. I just like the names.
Okay.
For my sleeper, I'm going to go with Wandale Robinson.
Wandale Robinson
from Kentucky.
Wandale is a lot like at Arizona. That was also from around here. That went from Purdue. Was the receiver from Purdue.
Moore?
Yeah, he's a
Rondale,
lot like
yeah.
Rondale. Wandale Robinson's a lot like Rondale Moore. And so, so they're very similar. Same size.
Is he number
5'8".
one?
Huh?
Is he number one? Wandale?
Yeah.
What's his number?
Wandale, I think he was number 1.
Yeah.
He may have been number
Yeah,
2.
he's a pretty good player.
Yeah, Wandale's awesome. He was a big part of the Kentucky offense this year. He's from Frankfurt. He's from the state capital around here. And so him and I say he's very, very eerily similar to Rondale Moore, who plays for the Arizona Cardinals right now, who's also he's from New Albany. He played his last year of high school football at Trinity here in Louisville, so I'm familiar with both of them. And
Nice.
so they're both roughly the same size. They're built the same. I mean, you've never seen the two of them in the same place at the same time.
It could be the same person.
So similar.
It could be the same
yeah.
person for sure.
And he was very productive in the Arizona offense. It's funny to see Rondale Moore and Kyler Murray on the same team. So there's like the lollipop guild out there because they were both like 5'8".
We tiny men. That's for
But Wandale is very eerily similar to Rondale Moore. So yeah, that's a really good pick, Charles.
sure. Okay, all right.
Yeah, I like him.
And he like his name, Wandale.
And the name.
Nothing like hedging your future as a GM on the name of a player. No.
It takes some creativity, so
There you go.
they must take on the personality of their name. They're gonna be creative.
Oh, hilarious.
So I'm scrolling through wide receivers, and like as much attention as Chris Olave got all season, Sports Illustrated has Garrett Wilson as the number 1 receiver.
Yeah, they don't have him high. They don't have him rated high at all. Yeah.
Yeah, they got Garrett Wilson. So I'll go Garrett Wilson.
Okay. We'll take his Steve rate. All right.
But the best one is still at the school, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. The best one is not eligible for the draft yet. So,
Right.
yeah.
And then as a sleeper, maybe Alec Pierce from Cincinnati, and
Okay.
a lot of that's because of Ritter. But
One thing we're going to find out about these Cincinnati players, they're either really good or we all got fooled.
Well, the thing about Alec Pierce is I like his size. He's 6'3",
Yeah.
and he's 6'3", 211, so you can throw it up to him. He's a jump ball guy. And I like those guys down in the red zone. So that's a big part.
Oh, yeah.
Him and then Justin Ross and Clemson. I mean, he's 6'4".
That's
So I
number
like
12, right?
Yeah, and I like those big guys that you get down around the 10-yard line, you can just throw it up to them.
Yeah, Alec Pierce, he runs some good routes, especially in the red zone. He was a big threat in the red zone for Cincinnati.
Right. I like all of those. I'm going to go a different route. There's a guy that I think grossly got underrated in this draft. They got him projected now as I think he's projected as a second rounder. Or a late first round. I can't remember. Or a late first round. They got him first round, second round. But I think he's a lot better than that. And if you catch 18 touchdowns in a season, that's got to count for something.
You're pretty good at football.
Yeah, you're pretty good at the football. So I'm going to take Treylon Burks.
Treylon Burks.
Yeah, taking Treylon Burks. Beautiful size at 6'2". Beautiful speed at a 4.5. I'll take that 4.5. I like Treylon Burks. And the film didn't lie either. The film showed that there's some breakaway speed. There's some recoverability. There's even some I'll make up for your lack of. So there's a few quarterbacks that might need to take him right now because they're lacking in some ways. I'm looking at you, Daniel Jones. So I'm just saying, I like Treylon Burks. But my sleeper, pay close attention to Calvin Austin III at Memphis. That kid is special. He's fast, 4.32 speed. I have a feeling that he's the kind of kid that's going to end up doing some punt return type stuff. He's just really, really gifted. I like what he brings to the table. So my sleeper is Calvin Austin III. Now they got him projected in the 4th round, which is probably due to his size because he's only like 5'7". But still, I like what he does. And I like him getting underneath in those slot type situations. So Calvin Austin III is my wide receiver sleeper.
I'm gonna throw another name out there that kind of get a slept on is David Bell from Purdue.
No question about it.
I think that guy he produces, and you can line him up anywhere. You can line him up in the slide, or you can line him up on the outside. So I like David Bell a lot from Purdue.
All right. Well, let me start out the tight ends, and I'm going to go way off the path on this one. I looked at a few different films on this one. The one that stood out to me, ironically, was a kid from Coastal Carolina, Isaiah Likely.
Come on, man.
He is likely to shock some people. What, Charlie? That's what listen.
You're not supposed to go that direction. You're supposed to go with the top of the list.
I'm supposed to, but I like what I saw on. Listen, I like to watch the film. I'm old school. I like to watch the film. And one thing that
figure out when do you have time to watch all this film?
Listen, every now and then, you just have it playing in the background while you're working on other things. That's what you do. That's what I did.
When you digging up the Coastal Carolina film,
I literally did. I'm telling you, it was interesting because I watched his highlight film and I'm going, man, he got good size, he's got good awareness, he's got great hands. The only thing I don't like is that even though he height-wise is solid, his frame is not quite as what I'd like it to be. I need him to eat a few steaks while he's, en route to the draft. So, but
he's rated as the 4th tight end.
He is. But he's not fourth because of what he can do from a catching perspective. I think it's from a, in a blocking scheme. He may not be my guy for the blocking. I mean, at this point, I'd probably bring him in on 3rd downs, definitely around the red zone, that kind of stuff. But I need him to get a little bit bigger so he can, be on the field more. But I like Isaiah Likely.
Well, and then 6'5", 245. I mean, he's not exactly small.
He's not small, but still, just some ground beef every now and then is all I'm saying. So that's my starter, and then my sleeper. Charlie Colin from Iowa State. I'm a fan of his as well.
Let me get this straight. Your main pick was a guy from Coastal Carolina, but your sleeper pick is from Iowa State.
Well, because if I'm being honest, I didn't love his film as much. If I'm being honest. I didn't love it.
When you watching all this tight end film.
I've watched film, bro. And listen. Well, because listen, some of these people, I was like, I don't know who this is. So then you go watch the film. This is an ACC show. I watch ACC stuff. So you got to go watch these guys and see what you're dealing with. And then when you watch the film, you go, man, he's pretty good. So there you go. Those are my guys. But clearly I'm right because Charlie keeps throwing his hands up like, why are you taking all my guys? So I must be doing something right, Kendrick. There you go.
I'm distracted by Molly Camp right now.
Doing something ridiculous?
No, she just looks great today.
Okay.
I really like Ruckert from Ohio State,
Okay.
even though they have him. Sports Illustrated has him as a 5th tight end in the draft. I'm like, he's a little bit better than that.
Probably a little bit better than that. I don't
He's
know.
overshadowed by the receivers that they have at Ohio State. I mean, they got
Right.
Who did you say?
Jeremy Ruckert.
Huh?
Ohio
Jeremy
State
Ruckert.
tight end. And then
Charlie just steadily marking guys off. He's marking guys off.
But that's my pick. Even though if I'm going to go dark horse, now my dark horse decided to stay in school. That's the guy at U of L. But my dark horse would probably be Garrett Prince at UAB, 6'4", 239.
That's good size. Yeah, that's really good size.
So I like him. I also like San Jose State's tight end, Derek Deese. But I think I'm going to go with Garrett Prince as my dark horse.
But Charlie, we left you some really good options. Like we left you some
#1
really
tight
good
end
options.
still out there for you, Charlie.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I never seen him play.
That was my thing. See, y'all knocking me. That was my thing. I never seen him play. So I was like, I don't know if he's any
You
good.
haven't watched it. You haven't watched film.
I didn't watch film on him. I did not watch film on him.
Well, I'm gonna go with him just because he's the #1 tight end that they have in our notes here. Trey McBride.
Okay.
He went to Colorado State. So I'm guessing he's the top tight end because they got him as the #1 rated tight end.
They got him
He
listed
had
there.
90 catches. That's a lot of catches.
That's a lot of catches. That's got to count for something.
And then my dark horse is because I like his name, and he's not a bad football player either. I watched him play a little bit. He transferred from one school to another school. Grant Calcaterra. I just like the last name. Calcaterra.
Okay.
He's not. I mean, I think he played. I know he was at Oklahoma before he transferred to SMU, and he was productive at Oklahoma as well.
All right. I like it, Charlie. I like what just happened here. All right. So we're right back at you, sir, with the are we doing guards? I guess we're doing guards first.
I do have a little bit of breaking news.
Some more breaking news, okay?
Not ACC related.
Okay.
But Shaden Sharp, the kid that joined UK mid-season out of high school, has declared for the NBA draft, and he's staying.
Oh, wow.
Who was that?
Shaden Sharp.
Going to the draft.
He's a projected
Shaden Sharp?
pick. Yep.
So he left high school.
Yep.
And he graduated in December, I'm taking it.
Yeah.
And he moved into college for that semester.
Yeah.
And so now he's declaring for the draft.
He's ready to take his talents to the NBA.
He's
learned all he needs to know.
Now, is he the kid from Florida?
Where's he from? I'm not. Let me look it up. Let me see where he is exactly.
Because I know a Sharp kid.
He's learned all he needs to know.
Shaden's from Canada.
Oh, he's from Kansas?
Canada.
Oh, Canada.
Yeah.
No, I don't know this kid.
Yeah, he's learned all he needs to know, Charlie. He's ready to go.
So
yeah, he was projected as a lottery pick, and so they were wondering. He came. He sat on the bench. They didn't play him at UK this year. They could have played him, but they didn't. and now he's declared for the draft. He basically he basically went to college for a semester just so he could be eligible for the NBA draft.
He's Enos Cantor.
Well, Cantor was a different situation. Cantor was he never the NCAA never cleared him. Shane Sharp was cleared. He could have played last year. They just didn't play him.
Well, still, he didn't play. That's what I'm saying. That was my comparison was he didn't play. That was the only reason I brought it the comparison.
Yeah, he didn't play just because they didn't play him. Cantor, They couldn't play him. I don't want to talk about Enes Kanter.
Well,
that dude. Poor oppressed Enes Kanter.
I mean, I'm not shocked by anything these days. So,
well, I mean, there's a lot of people that thought he may come back. I think those people were delusional because Shaden Sharp is a projected lottery pick. Why would this dude come back to college? But people are holding on.
But how many lottery picks do they have? I mean, there's a lot of kids coming out, and everybody's projecting lottery. Like,
right, everybody can be a lottery pick.
This kid's projected top 5 pick.
I hope so. I mean, every year we see the same. Don't get me on my soapbox, but every year we see the same pattern every single year.
Yeah.
Every top pick is a one and done.
He wasn't even a one.
He was a half semester.
He was a half and done. He was a half and done. Yeah.
When I talked to people within the UK program last season, I had a guy that I trust told me that he was probably the best player on the team last year, and he didn't play. So,
what was the reason? What was the reason that he didn't play?
He got there in December.
Yeah, he
got there in January.
Yeah, and so they didn't want to. I guess they didn't want to throw off the chemistry and didn't want to risk injury. I don't know. The situation was weird. It was weird that he even got there in the first place. But yeah, so he got out of high school and was able to parlay that into getting to the NBA draft. So
my only soapbox moment here is if you bring him in, regardless if you brought him in December or not, if you bring him in and put him on the team, shouldn't you play him? Like, I don't understand. What's the point of giving up a roster spot if you're not going to use him?
I mean, he's the consistent number one player in the 2022 class.
Okay.
I
He
can
worked
understand.
out, practiced, but he didn't play.
Okay. Let's go to offensive tackle. I got a lot to say about that.
My guard picks will be.
Oh, guard. I'm sorry. Yeah.
I'm going ACC homer. I'm going with Zion Johnson, Boston College.
That is a solid selection, sir.
Anyone from Boston College on the offensive line is normally pretty good.
Yeah.
And then my sleeper pick, I'm going HBCU.
Oh.
I'm going with man J-Tyre Carter.
Yeah, you went
name, didn't you, Charlie?
Yeah, I see a theme developing. But that's
from 7.
Good size though, 6'3", 311.
Yeah, I mean,
he's a big boy.
Dion is hollering about the HBCU not being drafted. Tell Dion I'm drafting the HBCU.
Let him know.
Yeah, I'm giving him a chance.
Let him know. All right. I like it, Charlie. I like it. Who you going with, Kendrick Haskins? Are you going HBCU as well?
I may as well. Alabama's as HBCU as it gets. I'm going to go ahead and go
Hilarious.
with Evan Neal.
Hilarious.
I'm going to go Evan Neal as my pick.
No, we're at guard. That's a tackle. isn't he?
Oh,
Isn't he a
we're guard.
tackle?
We're guard. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're guard. We're guard. Yeah.
We're guard. I'll go Kenyon Green.
Now I know where you're going to tackle. I see what you're doing there.
Yeah, I'm going Kenyon Green from A&M.
Kenyon Green, okay. 6'4", 323. That's a massive human being.
You know what? You know what my Cowboys need? 6'4", 323.
323. Yeah, no, I hear you.
And so
You got a sleeper for us?
My sleeper is going to be. I'm still laughing at Charlie.
I know, that's hilarious. That's hilarious.
My sleeper would be. Give me 1 second. I saw him and then my computer started acting crazy. I see. Actually, I see my other tackle, but I'll get back to that in a minute. My sleeper would be. I don't know if you can call him a sleeper coming out of Wisconsin, and Logan Bruss.
You almost can't fail with a Wisconsin lineman. Like they just
my sleeper would be. It's hard out here for a pimp, Dylan Parham from Memphis.
Ah, okay. You went a different route.
I love because
and got a chance to slip in a 3-6 Mafia reference. So that's
I love everything Memphis. Especially the song they play at their Grizzlies games in the middle of the playoffs.
Hilarious. Well, I'm going way off the path. I'm going to Chattanooga. Because my Giants need linemen like they need fresh draws. So I'm going 6'5", 307, Cole Strange. Again, seen the tape. Love what he does. That kid is the reason why I say it's strong because he is very, very strong. His hands are amazing. So I like what he does. I like what he does from a keeping the guy in front of you perspective.
Hey, I got a question. Where you get your tape from?
Well, I mean, it's YouTube. What are we talking about right now?
Okay. Like, I'm just trying to make sure. So next time,
I'm the Black Male Kiper. What are we talking about right now?
Next time, I make sure I go to the tape YouTube and find all my people.
You listen. You better do it because this is how you find the gems. And my second gem is LSU's Ed Ingram, 6'3", 307. I know he graded low in some places, but I'm telling you, if you watch what he does, there's some bones there that are workable. I'm not saying he's gonna come in and be a starter, huh? Yeah,
there's some bones. Huh?
There's some bones there. I'm not saying he's gonna be a starter because I see why he's being graded where he is, but I think there's some stuff that you can work with, and pull him into some pass block stuff.
Bigger to tackle.
No, I'm just saying. You're gonna respect my my game tape watching. This
bones. Good bones like you buying a house.
I'm saying he's good. He's good stock. All right, you know what? Let me get to my tackle. My tackle, I'm going off the path again. Northern Iowa, 6'7", 325. Trevor Penning. It's a big boy. And he just looked like he was born to block. So I like him. That's my starter.
My tackle that I'm going with is somebody I actually watched play. It's Darian Kennard from Kentucky, part of the Big Blue Wall. The UK's offensive line was fantastic, and he was one of the he protected the quarterback's blind side. Darian Kennard, really good offensive tackle from Kentucky.
Okay, all right. Charlie, who you going with?
I like this Neil kid, but I really like this Ikem Ekwonu.
See, and you get the best of both worlds there, Charlie. You get right. You get the name that you love, and you get the player that you love. I love it. I love what you did there.
Ekwonu. That's his name. Ekwonu. Ikem Ekwonu.
Say it one more time.
He's a really good player. I
He
mean,
is a good player.
Evan Neal is good as well. I know that he's a top-rated tackle.
Yeah.
But NC State, ACC, saw him play a lot. He's very, very good as well.
Awesome.
What's his name again, Charles?
Ikem. Ekwanu.
Manu.
Ekwanu.
I like it. All right. We have one other place to pick. Like with any fantasy draft, you have to pick a kicker. Who you guys picking?
Who are the kickers? I don't see the kickers.
Oh man, there's only 4. It's like Cameron Dicker, Cade York, Gabe Brickick, and Andrew Mevis.
Am I the first pick?
Yes,
Yep.
Well, I'm going with Dicker because I know I've seen him kick, and I know he's a big time kicker. So,
all right, he's rated number 1. So there you go. We may end up all going chalk here, I feel like, but let's see what Kendrick does.
As somebody that, like, even in fantasy football, I think last year I never even picked a kicker.
Shameful. It's shameful.
I will go as I scroll through. Cade York from LSU. He's another underrated kicker.
We're just going right down the line here. So this is easy. And I will finish it off with Gabe Brickick, which is spelled Brkic, by the way. So I'm using Charlie's method of selection. He's got the most unique name, Brickick. There you go. So there's our offensive fantasy draft, ladies and gentlemen. We got some good picks there. There's one thing about this draft. There's a lot of talent. There's a lot of talent in this.
So that's every year.
Yeah, I agree.
every year's gonna be a lot of talent.
I think every year there's a lot of talent. I don't know if every
Yeah.
year. I don't know.
Every year the same talent comes out, just different names.
And you find the names, Charlie.
I think you like the names, Charlie, more than you like the.
Yeah. I mean, they're good players too.
Yeah.
And
Well, what we doing
so
for shout outs today? What are we doing? Anybody getting any shout outs?
I've got a few. Shout out to Nolan Smith,
Nolan.
U of L assistant basketball coach. He's throwing out the first pitch at the Louisville Bats game. I hope he doesn't mess it up. Shout out to Danny Manning, the new U of L assistant coach. He was just announced last Friday.
Yeah.
So Danny Manning is there?
Yeah.
The coach
They built a pretty good staff, man.
Smith and Kenny and Danny Manning.
That's a pretty good staff. That's not a bad way to start out.
All 3 are won national championships as players. So
Yeah.
they're off to a good start.
Yeah.
So Louisville's gonna be.
And shout out to my allergy medicine that I haven't taken yet today.
Okay. All right. Charlie, who you give me a shout out to today?
I'm gonna shout out my wife. She's of course she's a gym, but she's in Minneapolis right now. Well, last week she was in Fort Worth at Hope's concert. She had 2 concerts, and she was at both of them. I mean, she doesn't like miss them. Like, she'll stop doing what she's supposed to do and go to the concerts.
Wow.
And we'll be there next week as well to her concert that she has next week. I get a chance to come. So, but now she's in Minneapolis at Praise Live. They're doing a fundraiser. So she's on there helping them raise their funds for their station identification. And while she's doing all that, our family foundation is getting ready to host Daryl McDaniels. Do y'all know that name?
DMC.
I was gonna say that
Yes.
sounds like DMC. Yeah, I was gonna say I only know one Daryl McDaniels.
Yes. So our foundation is hosting we're doing a reception, but he has a new book, children's book out I think it's called Daryl's Dream. It's a children's book, anti-bullying book. So he's coming to Tallahassee. Our foundation is hosting that along with FSUS, and we'll be delivering books to the public library, a couple elementary schools. And so she's doing all of that. Yeah.
Wow.
Be careful in Minneapolis. I was just there a couple weeks ago. Minneapolis is a strange city.
Well, she's not actually. She was there for a day in Minneapolis, I think, but the rest of the time she's like 2 hours away.
Oh, good.
So just far enough to be safe.
I forgot another shout out to 2 U of L legends that are coming in town next Saturday. Lamar Jackson and Teddy Bridgewater both are going to be in town for an event for Norton Healthcare. They're having a reunion event to raise money for Norton Healthcare. So shout out to them for coming back to town. I mean, they come. Lamar's been back a couple times. Teddy has been back for a while. So shout out to them for coming back to town because this city loves the 2 of them.
No question.
As much as they've loved any athletes that's ever come to this town. So shout out to them coming back.
And well deserved. Both of those, the love that they received was well deserved.
What about Charlie Strong?
Well,
Not so much. They don't love him as much.
No, they love Charlie. They still love Charlie. They
bring him back enough to bring him back.
Not for an event, yeah.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
But it's a lot of people around here that like him over Satterfield. I don't get that. But I don't understand. A lot of people. Satterfield is on a weird hot seat around here.
Yes,
I don't understand it. But
not like Charlie.
I'm probably not on their good side right now, but I'm sorry, I'm just calling it how it is. They're ridiculous right now. And so you got a coach who's been to 2 bowl games in 3 years, and
at least they're consistent.
They're calling for his head, but like shout out to him too. Because they're killing it on the recruiting front right now. Right now, U of L's football recruiting rate is ranked 13th in the country right now.
Yeah, they're doing good.
And they made headway. They've got 2 big signees from California. And so all of a sudden they have a West Coast pipeline coming to Kentucky. So, I mean, that's big for them. So, I mean, I really believe in Satterfield what he's doing. I think they're really positive. They're positive with the kid. They give a lot of positive reinforcement around there. And so I think if he can find another quarterback after Malik graduates, that's the big thing. But they are really hammering home, hitting home runs on the recruiting front right now.
Awesome. Well, my shout outs are very weird, but I think you'll appreciate them. Both of you will appreciate them. I want to give a shout out to Coach Willie Green and Coach Monty Williams. I don't know if I've ever enjoyed watching 2 coaches in an NBA game compete against each other, but still keep it civil. And it was interesting to watch that game, these last couple of games. And I'm going, wow, this is really cool to watch these 2 guys kind of who love each other. It's obvious they love each other. It's, it's not, but yet they want to tear each other's head off. And that's cool to watch 2 friends kind of really match wits and what they're done with their teams, the character of the men. It's not often you see the character of the man push into the character of the team. But with them, you can see it. Like you can physically see the team take on the life and character of the 2 men that are leading them. And it's really cool to watch. So right now, that's kind of like my favorite series to watch in the NBA playoffs as far as that type of thing is concerned. So shout out to the two of them. And then also shout out to my wife, who took care of me this last week when my allergies were running amok. She, because I was on the down slope all last week, and she picked me up and held me together with prayer and baling wire. So it was awesome to watch. So I appreciate it.
Because you took care of her when she had one leg. Though.
That's right. That's right, Kendrick. I sure did. So we're even now. We're even now. So shout out to her. I appreciate it very, very much.
If I don't shout out the girlfriend, then I'm getting in trouble. So because just you two threw your wives in there.
Yeah, you might want to throw a name.
She took care of me with my allergies were kicking my butt too. So
yeah, there you go. See, now the circle is complete. All right.
You said your wife?
No, I did not say my wife.
Yes.
Oh, my bad.
It's cold blooded. It's a cold world out here. It's a cold world out here.
I thought that's what he said.
No, you did not.
Check. I see.
What a humble flex. Just
Charlie Ward, that was cold blooded.
But I just thought that's what I heard.
Oh, that's just boy, Charlie Ward. You are a sneaky man.
Maybe my mind is playing tricks on me.
You're reading all them crazy names and it got you confused.
Y'all are on one today, boy. I love it. I love it. Though. I'm here for all of this. I'm here for all. Oh my God, it's so funny. With that being said, what a fantastic way to end the show.
Yeah.
That is Kendrick Haskins in his situation. That is Charlie Ward sending the shade that he wants to send. I am Lloyd Spence. We'll see y'all next week. You've been listening to Believe in the ACC with Charlie Ward, Lloyd Spence, and Kendrick Haskins. Please like, follow, subscribe, and share from the Noisemakers page on Facebook and on YouTube. And you can also listen to us on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, and wherever podcasts can be heard. And join us next time